The Tackle Club Barra and Jacks box for June. Got some goodies in here, so let's have a look. Starting off with the soft plastics in the range today, from Daiwa. We have the Daiwa Bait Junkie Minnow here. So these are a big paddle tail soft plastic. And we've actually got the second option of the Pontoon 21 Homunculus, the Awaruna Dun in the 6.5 inch. So two different plastics here, and we've also rigged them up with the Baramba Lures Barra jig heads. I've got the 3/8 of an ounce 7.0 here, so that will perfectly fit either the Daiwa Bait Junkies or the Homunculus Awaruna soft plastics completely fine. It's going to be fine for both plastics. Now that's giving you two different options, two different colors to fish with these jig heads. Now with these, I'm going to cast these up into the structure. I'm going to get it deep in there. I'm going to let it sink down and then slow roll these out. Let the paddle tail do all the work for me. The paddle tail on both of these will create a lot of body roll, a lot of vibration. Now obviously the Bait Junkie, being like a T-tail paddle tail, is going to give you a bigger body roll. So I'm going to work this one a little bit slower. Do a nice slow to medium roll for this one, and that paddle tail is going to go nuts and give you a big body roll with that soft plastic. The Homunculus Awaruna, being a more slender profile with an angled paddle tail on this one, it's going to be a tighter action. So I'm going to actually retrieve this one a little bit faster and maybe add in some pauses and let it sink. A few twitches every now and then is going to be perfect. So two different options with the soft plastics, one lot of jig heads to suit both, and you're ready to go. Now let's jump over to some of the hard bodies. Two different options again here. First one is from Rapala. So we've got the Rapala Super Shadow Wrap. So this one is obviously known for its slow fading action. So it's going to be perfect for like a burn and pause sort of retrieve. So, you know, a couple winds, pause, let it stop, and it'll just slowly fade off. You know, add in a couple twitches, let it fade off again. This is perfect on the pause. Something like the Shadow Wrap is made for a lot of pauses, a lot of twitches. You know, really mix up your retrieve with this. It's going to be absolutely perfect. It is a slow sinker as well, so as you get that fade off, it's going to slowly sink down into their face, which I absolutely love for Barra and Jacks. Not only that, but if you're fishing like pontoons and stuff for your jacks, you can cast this out and let it slow sink down the face or down the side of that pontoon or into your mangroves, and then twitch and work it back out. Absolutely perfect for that. Moving over to a longer minnow style profile, we've got the Damiki Axe Serpent here. So pre-rigged with 3 trebles underneath it, one at the front, one at the belly, one at the tail, as is traditionally done. This one is a shallow diver. So it is 130 mil long, so it is a super long, thin minnow profile, which I think once again is going to be perfect for twitching. Now, it's not a slow sink like this. You're not going to get the same fade that the Rapala has. This is more of a traditional hard body. So this one here, I'm going to cast in and just go straight into a couple twitches just to get it down, then into a slow roll out of that structure. As soon as it gets to the outside of that structure, maybe a couple more twitches into a pause, then into a slow roll. Mix it up like this and you're bound to get some pretty good hits. Not only that, but you can troll with this as well. But obviously being a shallow diver, it's not going to go that deep. So if you're in a kayak or a boat, feel free to push right to the edges of the river or impound that you're in. Let this trawl over some of those shallow weeds, some of the shallow structure that are along the edge, and it's going to be perfect for that. And then last but not least, from our friends at Berkley, this is the Shimmer Pro Rig. So you've seen the Shimmer Shads and the Shimmer Forks, and these are just all traditional soft plastic vibe lures. The Shimmer Pro Rig is rigged ready for Barra and Jacks. So it does have a heavy hook out the back. It's got the big paddle tail on the tail end of it. It's got a treble pre-rigged hang underneath. Now a lot of people would try and rig trebles onto their vibes their own and often have trouble with it. This one's pre-rigged, ready to go with the heavy treble underneath the belly, with the heavy single hook out the back, ready to go. So now, this one is a nose tie, so it's not your traditional vibe. Think of it as more of like a pre-rigged soft plastic swim bait, and you're gonna fish it exactly the same as well. So long cast out, let it sink down, let that paddle tail do its thing, go into a slow to medium roll, and that paddle tail will just do its thing. And you know that with the heavy hooks, you're ready to go and you're not really gonna be in a high chance of losing your fish. Now, obviously with that treble hanging underneath the belly, you got to be a bit more cautious of the snags that you might be fishing it in. Don't let it sink too deep. You kind of want to just swim this through the snags without sinking it into the snags, or you may not get it back. And that's it for the Barrett and Jack's box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.